everyone, my name is Ronella Hernandez and I'm your CryptoTV host. I'll be breaking down some of the latest news from the Web3 world. Today's topic is stablecoins, specifically PayPal's new stablecoin. And we look at X, formerly Twitter's, plans regarding crypto payments. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new stablecoin in town, thanks to PayPal. Say hello to PYUSD. It launched on August 7, and this is all you need to know. But first, let's quickly define what is a stablecoin. A stablecoin is a digital currency pegged to a government-issued reserve asset such as a fiat currency, like the US dollar, or a metal, such as gold. And these types of coins are designed to reduce the volatility inherent in unbacked cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, for example. PYUSD will be backed by the US dollar deposits, short-term treasuries, and other cash equivalents. It's redeemable for US dollars and can be exchanged for other cryptocurrencies on PayPal. Users can transfer the stablecoin between PayPal and Venmo, which is owned by PayPal, and it will also be available as a payment method to make purchases on online stores. It's built on Ethereum and designed for digital payments and Web3, according to the company. And it's rolling out to eligible PayPal accounts only in the US for now. The stablecoin will be issued by Paxos Trust Company, and according to Paxos X profile, PYUSD represents the next phase of the US dollar on the blockchain. This is not just a milestone for Paxos and PayPal, but for the entire financial industry. The stablecoin war is heating up fast. And why? Because PayPal is a financial giant. It has 435 million users worldwide, and it processed $1.36 trillion in payment volume last year. And now PayPal is the newest entrant of the 120 billion stablecoin market. One dominated by USDT, issued by Tether, which has a market cap of 86.6 billion, and followed by USD Coin, or USDC, issued by Circle with a market cap of $26 billion. PayPal's launch of a stablecoin could accelerate its efforts to become a cryptocurrency payments giant, an initiative that the company launched in 2020 after making way for cryptocurrency payments on the platform. At the same time, many stablecoins have recently faced regulatory hurdles, especially in the United States, where politicians are currently debating a bill on them. And PYUSD is reminiscent of another tech giant's attempt to insert itself into the crypto world. I'm talking about Facebook and its doomed 3-year odyssey to establish its own stablecoin called Libra, later known as Diem. This project was eventually crushed by the Federal Reserve. However, things might be different for PYUSD. Some lawmakers see it as an example of large institutions embracing cryptocurrencies and breathing new life into the traditional payment system, such as Patrick McHenry, chairman of the Financial Services Committee of the U.S. House of Representatives. In a statement on August 7, he said, "Stablecoins like PayPal's PYUSD hold promise as a pillar of our 21st century payment system." In addition to boosting the financial sector, this could also be good for Ethereum, if it's eventually adopted by millions more people, since PYUSD is built on it. The number of daily active users on Ethereum currently ranges between 300,000 and 400,000 users, according to Etherscan. And if 430 million accounts actively use PayPal, that means that more than 5% of the world's 8 billion people could theoretically join Ethereum through PayPal's new stablecoin. But it could also pose a problem for decentralization and personal control of assets, as the crypto community warns. For example, digital asset lawyer Sarah Hodder believes that many features of PayPal's stablecoin resemble those of a central bank digital currency, a CBDC, with censorship capabilities. Or as another user says, yes, the PayPal stablecoin is centralized, but Ethereum users are free to choose whether they want to use it or not. And the fact is that centralized points are usually more convenient for newcomers who want to dive into crypto but don't want to be responsible for their keys. And then they branch out as they gain more confidence with the tools. Did you know that Elon Musk was one of the co-founders of PayPal back in 2000? He was even CEO, but he didn't last long in that position because he was ousted when he tried to push for a complete rebranding to X.com. Yes, the name that he gave what used to be known as Twitter. RIP Twitter. I, for one, am sad to see the Bluebird logo go. Musk promises to turn the platform into an everything app. It will be Twitter plus Substack and YouTube and PayPal and Amazon and TikTok and WeChat all in one. And marked by one letter, X. In China, WeChat is one of those all-purpose apps. It offers a wide range of services that go beyond social networking, from mobile payments to taxi service to food delivery, etc. And it allows users to send texts, voice messages, images, and videos to their contacts. WeChat and Twitter are both social networking platforms that allow users to connect with others, share content, and interact with posts. But WeChat has a very, very large user base, mainly concentrated in China. So with more than 1 billion active users, Twitter only has about 450 million users. Okay, why am I saying all this? Because we all know how much Elon loves crypto, especially Dogecoin. So it made me wonder if crypto payments are on the horizon for X. I thought maybe Elon Musk wanted X payment system to be built with cryptocurrencies in mind, but it turns out he does not. A few days ago, Elon Musk stated that X has no plans to launch crypto tokens. And he said this in response to a post about fraudulent digital currencies based on X and Twitter. In response to a post by Doge designer, Musk addressed the issue of scam tokens, such as X and Twitter DAO, that falsely claim connections to the social media platform. Doge designer had warned the cryptocurrency community to be wary of articles related to scam tokens, and he clarified that neither Musk nor X had ever launched a cryptocurrency token. And in his response, Musk stated, "And we never will." So while cryptocurrency fans can probably rule out a Twitter coin or an X coin for now, I personally don't think that the door is fully closed to cryptocurrencies in Musk's next gig. Following his confirmation that he has no intention whatsoever of launching a crypto token, the price of Dogecoin experienced a rise of more than 2% in a matter of hours. However, there is one cryptocurrency company trying to give Musk a run for his money. It's the Web3 wallet Suku, a crypto payments app that facilitates transactions across social media platforms. And it's teaming up with X to allow users to directly send digital coins and non-fungible tokens, aka NFTs, to each other. Recently, Suku partnered with sidechain Polygon to host an open edition NFT mint to celebrate the launch of Polygon 2.0. During the 48-hour minting period, users created more than 50,000 NFTs simply by posting a tweet, tagging Suku and Polygon. The only other messaging app that I know that accepts cryptocurrency payments is Telegram for now. But I want to hear what you guys think about this. Do you think that X should create its own crypto token at one point? Now let's welcome two special guests that we have joining me today, Alessia and Victoria, to the desk. Joining me today, we have two special guests. Here on my left, we have Alessia, who works in business development at DWF Labs. And then we have Victoria, who is the chief legal officer at Illuvium DAO and the founder of the Web3 law firm Ape Law. How are you guys today? Thanks for coming.
Hey, thank you so much for having us. I'm super excited for this chat, and yeah, everything's doing well.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I wanted to start off with just some icebreakers. So it's just a game of this or that, or like, would you rather?
Okay.
Okay. So, do you guys prefer Bitcoin or Ethereum? Personally.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, everyone is building. All the chains are going now to Ethereum as well. Okay, I would go with Bitcoin, like the first one that came, you know, the OG. I'll go with Bitcoin.
All right. What about you, Victoria?
Fair. Well, like I'm a development maxi, so I'm gonna go for Ethereum.
Okay, cool.
Me too, actually. Just because it was the first cryptocurrency that I invested in when I got into the space. So
nice.
Ethereum for me. What about you? Which one was your first investment?
Actually, I think it was Bitcoin, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Do you remember the price?
My God, I have no clue actually. I was just like, everyone is buying it, let me just see what it is, and then I just bought it the same way with like stock prices back in the day. So
okay.
No
I hope you made
now.
a profit then.
I'm still holding everything.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm boring. It was some DAI, and I can't remember what the price was, but it was a responsible investment.
Okay, good. All right, and then do you guys prefer digital art or physical art?
You want to start?
Why can't we have both?
Yeah, I think that's a good answer.
Yeah. Especially when we start looking at projects that are exploring the phygital space, where there are digital representations and then real world assets, and the convergence of the two. I think it's a fascinating space, and it's really cool that artists have the ability to now play with, you know, an abundance of toys in the digital realm. So yeah, both.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll agree. It's a great answer.
Okay. And what about X, formerly Twitter, or Instagram? What do you use the most?
That's hard.
I think Twitter for me. I've been using it since 2012, so I love it.
Okay, I think I also got in that year. What about you?
Crypto Twitter for the trash talk. And the news and the endless thread that, you know, is part of like the necessary activity of staying across the space, but then Instagram for some like respite from the crypto universe.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely crypto Twitter or X for like news and crypto community.
Yeah.
But I like Instagram because I just keep up with like my friends and like pretty pictures, and it's more visual, and I like that.
Yeah. No, I really like it as well. The shortcut videos as well. They're really addictive.
The stories. I love stories.
Can we have a shout out for like YouTube Shorts as well? Like I love that. There's like really good little sound bites of knowledge that you can pick up there.
Yeah, and it's capped at 1 minute, so you have to keep it like super short.
Yes.
Yeah. Web3 TV also makes shorts, so please everyone watch. I do little NFT updates on them. Okay, so now I want to hear about your personal lives a little bit more and what the day in the life looks like for Alessia and Victoria.
Sure, you can go ahead.
Okay, well, I guess the first question is like, let's clarify what day, where. Crypto never sleeps. My role with Illuvium DAO, which is a game publisher producing the Illuvium game series, which is an awesome universe. I can't wait for viewers to actually explore it and find out more about it. That starts in the morning. I hit different time zones for different members of the community. We're a DAO, we're decentralized, people are all over the world. So I'll usually check in with my core team members, see what's going on. We have a lot of activities that are happening in different parts of the world. I wish I could talk about them, but you know, it's law, so it's... I also do a lot of work to make sure that I'm across the space. Regulatory landscape for crypto law is really quite scattered.
Yeah.
Ultimately because it's a global paradigm and things are regulated at a state or country level.
Right.
There are efforts to harmonize legal frameworks, but we're here. We're in the UAE right now, and this is one of like the leading jurisdictions that's open for business for crypto. And if you look along the policy life cycle, which is how laws are made, the UAE is right at the top of the heap. It's got its own purpose-built regulator in VARA, which is a virtual asset regulatory authority. Mm-hmm. And so it's right in that crypto market implementation of regs. And so that's why we're here. We're taking a look at stuff.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you basically balance practicing law and being a gamer at the same time.
I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a gamer. I live and breathe Illuvium, and my job is to make sure that the game comes to market and has all its legals taken care of. I have started to become a gamer in this role, but I definitely wouldn't say that I'm a good one. Okay. I'm a learner.
Okay, getting there. All right, what about you, Alessia? Are you a gamer at all?
No, I'm not a gamer at all, but as Victoria was saying, I also wear multiple hats at the same time. I feel like that's so common in crypto. You just don't do what your initial job description was provided. But I think it's great. I mean, first of all, my day starts at checking Twitter, seeing what's going on in the news, because we all know in crypto things change like in a span of a second.
Definitely, there's a lot of news going on.
Especially throughout this last year, so much was going on with the biggest companies. So yeah, I think that's how my day starts. Then throughout the whole day is basically helping out portfolio companies with their goals. A lot of them want to move to the UAE, as you're mentioning, right? The crypto landscape here is so friendly, and people want to see how things are working here. So I love to give like a brief of how things are developing here in the region. And then with other portfolio supports that we have, connecting to strategic partners in marketing, centralized exchanges, and then VCs. And so Pretty much, that's my day, checking Twitter, keeping up with the news, helping portfolio companies, and of course, taking care of the business development here in the region. So meeting key partners and yeah, continue business here.
Could you describe a little bit more just what DWF Labs does, and then maybe how you're assessing which companies to invest in right now, given the market conditions?
Sure. So DWF is a multi-stage investment firm and also a market maker. So we have the ventures arm focused mainly on pre-seed and seed rounds. On that side, we've been focusing mainly on DeFi and infrastructure, because that's what the ventures team is more bullish on, and they have the expertise on that side as well. And then, of course, there's the market making side, which is providing liquidity for the coins that we work with on the centralized exchanges. And then, of course, there's the last part, which is investing in already listed coins. So that's where the news all the time comes out about DWF.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, regarding the crypto space throughout this last year, I mean, the bear market is not great for anyone. It's tough for the whole community, but it's been a good time for us in terms of, since it's a bit more quiet, we can build a lot internally and expand and also reach out to different companies and that way grow our portfolio. So I believe that, yeah, I mean, it's been doing great so far this last year. We've grown a lot. The managing partner just posted yesterday, 9th of August, that we sent over our first market making proposal last year, the same date. And now we have around 250 portfolio companies.
So growing really fast.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right. And then, so how has the bear market affected your businesses, Victoria?
Bear market is a building time. So as a lawyer in this space, there are always projects that need legal advice, critical advice at key points. And so from a personal practice perspective, it's busier than ever. And then when it's a bull market, it just gets even crazier.
Right.
So there's never a dull moment. And that's probably why I end up in this space and remain in it and so passionate. It's just always going to be something that's interesting that's going on.
Yeah, seriously, you can say that again. There's never a dull moment. But I did want to ask then, how did you get into the space? What made you want to practice this type of law? And same for you, what made you get in the space?
Yep. I think a deep and abiding love of complexity.
Okay.
And not wanting...
tell me a little bit more about that.
Look, I don't know if this is not a therapy session, but a deep abiding love of complexity and a desire to solve problems. My background's in international arbitration. I've got a decade of experience in technology law and as a general counsel. So I think if you have the ability to solve problems, you're interested in this space, you have a natural affinity for technology, and you want to understand how it works, it's a great space to be in. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Alessia?
Well, I started in consultancy, and I thought it was a great space. Like, you learn a lot, and it's really fast paced. But I was kind of getting bored, being completely honest. And then
as a consultant?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was fun. You learn a lot, but then I was like, well, is this the area that I really want to pursue? I think I'm so young. There's so many different areas that I would like to test it out first. So last year I did the interview with DWF, and then luckily I got the chance to be accepted. It's been a crazy ride, but that's how I joined. I wanted to seek new opportunities. And crypto, I felt like it, as you were mentioning, right? There's so many interests there regarding technology. And then I was like, yeah, maybe it's the right place to be. So I tried it and I'm loving it. And I don't plan to go back to Web 2 at all. I plan to stick here. So yeah.
What do you guys think are some of the challenges of being in this space? Because I'm always talking to founders and creators, and sometimes I feel like people get too deep in the weeds of it all, and too technical, and maybe might seem a little boring, but I don't know what you guys find might be the difficult parts of being in the blockchain industry.
I can think of a couple of challenges, and I think the first and most important one is pacing. Things, as you've mentioned, things move so quickly, and law is a much slower paced animal. seeking out regulatory innovation and development, that happens at an entirely different speed than the way that our market evolves.
Right.
So the dissonance between the pacing between those two things is really fascinating. I think some of the challenges around the paradigms of law and of crypto, like there's fantastic tooling that we can apply to make legal advices and the production of documents and processes a lot faster and a lot more efficient. But the paradigm of law is a little suspicious of that type of stuff. So I think that there's a lot that the legal paradigm can learn from the crypto paradigm.
Okay.
And there's a lot that the crypto paradigm is inevitably learning about the legal paradigm because we're building into this this new environment of regulated operations. So yeah, I think that's like the dissonance between the two, and then the pacing.
And you having to explain that to people basically is like the hard part, right? Yeah.
Well, not being able to give like clear 100% deterministic answers to problems that are incredibly complex and inherently in a state of flux.
Right. Well, because it's all still new at the same time.
Yeah. So like the advantages of being new are you're first to market.
Yep.
And we all know that being first is really important. But when you're first, that means that new regulatory paradigms they're still figuring things out as well.
Right.
And so there needs to be a degree of understanding that building into a new space does come with the upside, and it also comes with some downside risk as well.
Well, it's like the Ripple case with XRP in the U.S. Do you think that set a big precedent for the industry?
It's definitely a positive sign in the right direction. So the two key takeaways from the Ripple order, which was a cross request for summary judgment in the Ripple matter, where Ripple was being sued by the SEC as to whether they were operating unlicensed securities. So that case tells us that there is certain distribution strategies that the court considers does not make the underlying asset an investment contract and therefore a security, and there are certain distribution methodologies that do. So programmatic sales on an exchange between different customers in an order book, that is not in and of itself an investment contract or a security, which is fantastic. Institutional sales to institutional investors by virtue of the contracts further to which those tokens were sold, they are. It all falls down to what is your distribution strategy and what are you telling your customer about the thing that you're selling. So that is really important because it gives a very clear understanding to what will and what won't. Now, the other important element is this case broke with the embodiment theory that the SEC has promulgated that says, okay, if you've got an investment contract, then the underlying asset of that investment contract merges with the investment contract and therefore is also a security. The court very clearly said that that's not in fact the case. So that's a really positive outcome for our industry. It is a judgment of a district court. It needs to go to an appellate court to have the strength of a judgment that sits at Second Circuit.
So it's not like totally done yet.
It's not. Basically, it's not a blow-by-blow playbook for a distribution strategy, but it's a very, very positive sign in the right direction.
Okay. It only took 3 years to get there, but we're getting there.
And like several $100 million worth of legal fees. Yeah.
Okay. And then Alessia, going back to the other question, what are some of the challenges that you face in day-to-day being in this industry?
I believe now, not just by myself, I see a lot of founders saying they're going to onboard the next 1 billion users, and I think that it's still such a bold statement for the industry. We're so small yet compared to fintech, finance market, etc. Yeah. So I think right now the biggest issue with crypto, not the biggest, but one of the biggest issues is the onboarding the Web2 people into the space.
Right.
Because there are several reasons, right? Regarding security, we see so many hacks going on right now, then it makes people afraid to even join the space. And then, as Victoria has way more experience than me, but regarding the regulatory stuff, of course, there's certain things that we need to settle first, and then do the onboarding of the users. And then I think, that's one of the biggest issues that I see that we're facing right now. Even like really big protocols, they still have so such a small amount of like daily active users,
right?
Or you know,
or metaverse platforms,
or
even
yeah,
the gaming
exactly
platforms. Yeah, so there's not enough daily users yet.
Exactly. So there's so much potential for us, and we're going for sure to grow so much. But still, we're facing this issue of how are we bringing in the normal folks into the space? Because even for us, I feel like it's still kind of tough to understand certain DeFi protocols or certain dApps that are still like not so intuitive, like the Web2 apps that we see.
Maybe we need more dApps actually, like, instead of protocols. We need more like.
That's an ongoing discussion, right? Should we have more infrastructure right now, or should we have more dApps, or do we have too many dApps and not enough infrastructure? It's tough. It's like a chicken and egg situation.
More diversity and inclusion as well. I mean, more women in crypto projects is definitely something that I'd love to see.
Yes.
But yeah, there's some problems that universally we need to solve, but having a greater pool of individuals and, you know, greater diversity allows us to solve for a larger number of people. Yeah. So I'd love to see a little bit more of that.
Definitely. And then last question, I did want to ask you guys, any advice that you have for other women in the space or other women that want to get into crypto and blockchain and Web3?
I believe knowledge is key. At the end of the day, you know, if you don't have and don't get me wrong, like everyone is still learning every day in crypto because things are evolving so fast. No one is an expert. But I believe that the more you know, the more leverage you have in discussions or in your workspace. So I believe that always education first. Try to learn as much as you can. So I think that's one of the best skills that you can develop.
Okay.
And I think that helps so much in different areas in crypto. It doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or a BD or, you know, even a founder. I think it's amazing. And I think also being communicative.
Yeah, communicative.
Communicative, yes, sorry. We're in a space that people are really open-minded, and it doesn't matter if it's like, you know, $1 billion protocol. I see a lot of the times that founders are really open-minded to speak to you and give advisory. So I think that if you are, you know, if you can reach out to as many people as you can, that would be also great to build your network, and I think that helps a lot.
For sure. What about you, Victoria?
It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Luck equals opportunity and preparation. So having done your homework, having invested the time to build the intellectual capital, to understand the part of the space that you're particularly interested in, because it is huge and there's so many rabbit holes you can jump down into. So being prepared, having your homework done, and then reaching out. It's
not being afraid to reach out to others. Go to networking events and everything.
And building things, like not feeling like this is something that, you know, I'm just going to understand from a theoretical perspective. Get in there, build something, break something, learn something.
Okay, love it. Let's all build something and break something together.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, well, we're out of time, so thank you guys so much for joining me, Alessia and Victoria.
Thank you.
And everyone, please stay tuned for the rest of CryptoTV reports. In other news, Binance has become the first crypto exchange to secure a full license in El Salvador, a milestone that the company is hoping will help buoy international regulatory challenges and gain approvals in foreign markets. This comes after months of communication with relevant authorities across El Salvador, Min Lee, Binance's head of Latin America, said in a statement. The hope is that El Salvador's market will help shore up losses across foreign markets. El Salvador was the first country to globally recognize Bitcoin as legal tender in 2021, following the passage of its Bitcoin law. Now let's go see how Bitcoin's doing and other cryptocurrencies.
Today's crypto market report. Bitcoin price decreases to $29,000 after peaking at $30,000 earlier in the week. Ethereum's price remains relatively unchanged this week, with a price of $1,800. Avalanche is down so far this month, currently trading at $12. The price of Litecoin is down with a current price of $83.
That's all the time we have for today, so please remember to click that like button, and thank you for always tuning in. See you next time.